Hi, I'm Pip Waller, and this is Being Human. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about grief as a way of continuing on from what I said about the metal element and the time of autumn in the previous video. So grief, oh, ouch, it's often something that we really shy away from. And my experience of grief growing up in England and living many years in Wales is that the British have got into this habit of being very muted about grief and actually quite sort of pushing it down. And it looks to me that perhaps for a long time we've been in the habit of not actually allowing ourselves to feel it. I looked into that, the history in a way of grieving. And I saw that actually before the two big world wars, the First World War and the Second World War, people were very much more open about grieving. Even in the stiff upper lip Britain, people really grieved, cried at funerals, spent time formally grieving. It was even people wore black, or at least a black armband for often for a year and a day after the loss of somebody close to them, so that everyone would know they were grieving and have respect for that. Because grief and respect, they go together. Again, it's this theme of when we're grieving, it's because we're really feeling something, that we lost something that was very, very precious, that was very valuable. So how can we help ourselves to grieve more fully? Well, step one is often to accept that we are grieving, to allow that we are grieving. Say, yes, I've lost something, maybe a whole list of things that I haven't let myself really acknowledge to myself, to others, how desperately sad I feel about that. Grief's like of all the emotions, it's a very slow moving emotion. It can be compared to like a long, slow cycle on a washing machine. The feeling of the grieving washes us clean, but it takes quite a long time. It's not a quick job. And also it sort of can come up like a storm, like, whoa, really like a wave of it can overtake us. And then we work through that, and then it seems to be gone, and we get on with life, and then something else can happen, and poof, it starts up again. Like those long washing machine cycles where, there's a lot happening, and then they just soak for a while. You think, oh, it's finished, and then it starts up again. That's grief. So we can invite that presence. And also, if we live in a temperate zone, we can invite nature at this time of year to help us with our letting go. What do I need to let go of? You can take an inventory if you think that's a helpful way. Maybe you straight away know something, oh, I've never really got over that. But you can take an inventory and think of all of the people or things. Sometimes it's a job you lost, or a place, or a kind of work, or a whole whatever. What have I still got a tight grip on that's actually died and finished, and I can't let go? And we can ask the season, the nature, to help us. And of course, grieving really often involves crying and feeling that, wow, that was such a big and important thing to me, and I'm very sorry to have lost it. And there's something about having our feelings, acknowledging our feelings, getting more comfortable with our own feelings allows us to then sit more comfortably with other people's. We don't need to try and cheer each other up all the time. There's a sort of manic happiness or something that we're looking for, or often maybe a flat, just I'm fine. But actually life involves a very rich tapestry of all sorts of feelings. One of those is grief. And there's actually a deep connected, almost a kind of joy in letting ourselves feel what's really true for us. So I'm Pip Waller. This is Being Human. Thanks for listening, and good luck with your grieving.